All right, so this week in Pax Day, in a move that could have only been written on the walls or read on tea leaves, Mainframe has effectively confirmed that the original release for 1.0 of Pax Day has been pushed forward, and it is a whole heck of a lot closer than the original December timeline that we were anticipating. If you read between the lines in the most recent patch update, which is talking about plots and tokens, it becomes blaringly apparent that we are very, very close to a release date, possibly even close in terms of a month or more so weeks. We're going to talk about all of that and a whole lot more. So hello and welcome back, all of you amazingly professional consumers of Pax Day and Pax Day related content out there. I'm Altari, the professional gamer, and this is another episode of the PAX Friday Review, the show where we talk about all the fun, interesting, new, and exciting information that has come out for Pax Day over the last week. Like I said, we got a small patch, but boy, did that patch tease a whole heck of a lot of new information with regards to Pax Day's 1.0 release date and the start of subscriptions. What did we get? We got an autumn content update that included plot tokens alongside a lot of hot take commentary about what it means. We're going to read between the lines on this one a little bit, but with all of the additions of tutorialization and a lot more polishing going into a lot of the UI and the character screen and all of that, it felt like the game was getting closer and closer and closer to a release date. I think we're like weeks. We can fit how many weeks on my hand is away. We don't know how many weeks exactly yet because Mainframe is just really teasing us on telling us the exact thing. I digress. I'm just very excited because 1.0 means that the future is ahead of us and there's a lot of exciting content to be coming in Pax Day in the future as well. They talked about roadmaps. We're going to talk about all of that. I'll see you over on playpaxday.com. Before I do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe so you can be notified whenever we come out with new Pax Day related content, and share with any of your friends so that they can also know that Pax Day's release is imminent, y'all. I'm very excited for it. I'll see you over on playpaxday.com. All right, so here we are on playpaxday.com. Get ready for some reading between the lines. But what did we get today? Date of recording, we got the autumn content update, and this update primarily, alongside a bunch of other quality of life fixes, predominantly one being able to copy and paste text from outside of the game back into the game. Also, the ability to hide nameplates when you hide UI elements, among many other things. But the big one is the introduction of the token system for plots. For anyone who has forgotten, the token system is something that's going to be implemented when Pax Day goes into 1.0 release. Why? Because when you subscribe, there are 3 different subscription tiers: the 1 plot, 2 plot, and 4 plot subscription tiers. There are a varying array of prices ranging from around $7 up to $18, depending on where you live. And the tokens are the things that you use to exchange for a plot. When you place a plot down, every month that plot consumes a token. What we are testing at this point in time is what has explicitly been stated. We are giving feedback on the system, as well as specifically the UI, UX, and user experience for it. Why? Because this system is about to be implemented for 1.0 release. Like I said, we are reading between the lines here, but that is a very exciting prospect. It also is slightly concerning. I know many members of the community are a little concerned because the original communication by Mainframe was that Pax Day would be going into a 1.0 release closer to December, and the impression was that we were going to have all of the feudal house system. We'd probably have some parish stuff in there as well. It seems like that is not the case. We are going to get into Pax Day at around relatively the same point that we are right now. We do have Lioness 2.0, but we don't have feudal houses. We don't have alliances. There we do have a small kind of roadmap teaser that is coming out, but I would imagine that once the game goes into full release, we are going to get a very detailed roadmap of the plan ahead. It's kind of something that they need to do if players are going to be subscribing. They want to know that there is actually a future to be looking forward to as well. But other than that, the other thing that needs to be said and why I think release is coming a lot closer than it is that if you don't log in, and this is what they specifically say, if you did not log in since early August, you have not received any tokens yet, and you'll need to log in within 6 days after the maintenance to ensure that you get tokens to keep your plots active. If you do not log in to receive tokens after 6 days of inactivity following the maintenance, all of your plots will be removed from the world and any items are going to be sent to your redeeming queue. Another thing that was mentioned in this post is that they may or may not accidentally be giving us some extra plot tokens. I checked today, I have 5. I should only have 4. A couple of other members of the Golden Company have 6. Why did they allow this to happen? Because the whole world is about to be wiped and they don't care. I think that's the simplest way to put it. And honestly, that's okay because like I said, the whole world is about to get wiped. There's no reason to care. And I do think, while I am reading between the lines here just a little bit, that is something that we should all be prepared for. And I know the Golden Company's been preparing for probably the last 2 months for release anyways. But if you are in a group and you haven't started planning for your location and where to go and what to do, I think now is the time that you need to start having those conversations. For those of you who are planning on taking off of work, I'm sorry. I have absolutely no idea what time of the day or week or where you will need to take that time off so that you can get to Hidden Pax Day as fast and quickly as possible. But I would imagine that we are at least going to have a couple of days of heads up for whenever the game is going to go into 1.0 release. This is incredibly exciting. I know that there's a lot of people who are frustrated, especially with the monetization and how that's all working. But in my opinion, the game needs to just release so they can start earning some money on it and we can just start going forward on the roadmap. We have some pretty exciting stuff that's coming on the roadmap. Speaking of that, and we'll actually right now we'll go and head over to Play Pax Day. And actually right now we will head over to the official Discord to go and take a look at the initial roadmap announcement, as well as further confirmation that the release of Pax Day 1.0 is imminent, probably within the next month, if I had to guess. I will see you all over there. All right, so here we are on Pax Day's official Discord, and to start off, we did get an update on the timeline. They talked about all of the different things that we've gotten over the last 6 months, and when you actually look at it on paper, it is quite impressive. Over the last 6 months, we have seen effectively the whole world get wiped, all of the provinces, including the PvP zone, Lioness. We got a new Lioness. We got a new RPG system in terms of combat and all of that. We are getting a revamped PvP system as well, specifically with Lioness 2.0. But let's be real here. We don't have the feudal houses. We don't have the feudal alliances yet. They actually tease that lower down. And then we also got updated UI. We got a whole enhanced tutorial. I think the tutorial is going to be a really important thing. It's a shame that not many of us have been able to go through and give them feedback on this tutorial. However, a tutorial is critically important when it comes to new players being able to adopt the game and stick with the game. One of the biggest problems when Pax Day went into early access, it had 11,000 players and many of them dropped out very quickly. And that's most likely, or at least contributed by, the fact that there was a very harsh learning curve to it. And also, yours truly was the one who made some of the tutorials early on, and they are so expired now. I really appreciated Mainframe for letting me do that for them. But now there's an actual legitimate tutorial that's in-game. People don't have to go and watch some person who's wearing a tie, trying to be professional. on YouTube, they can just go ahead and read it in game. Way more efficient, in my opinion, though obviously I do appreciate being able to help as best as I can in that manner. But either way, we also got a lot of lore posts and a massive graphical update. I'm still in love with the clouds, but let's kind of break it down more into what's to come. So one thing that they did say is, as you can see, 1.0 is around the corner, maybe even closer than you think. Development will continue after 1.0 with new content already in production. This winter, verse 5 will introduce feudal shrines, control points for clans to fight over, and then verse 6 will bring feudal alliances, letting clans join forces in both war and peace. We will, of course, provide more details on the upcoming verses as soon as possible. So again, they're saying, stay tuned for more exciting news coming before too long. Thank you again for your passion and continued support. And specifically, what I'm looking at here is, as you can see, 1.0 is around the corner. Let's take a look at this in particular. Maybe we can open this up and blow it up here a little bit. So here is the entirety of the early access timeline. And the specific thing here is that we have verse 4, PvP and enchantment, is right here. Right down the lane is also Pax Dei 1.0. If this is September and this is around the beginning of December, end of November, because this is January, then that places this somewhere between the very beginning-ish, middle of October, maybe the end of October. I'm pretty sure the month of October, Pax Dei is going to release into 1.0. Then we're probably going to get a late November or like mid-November verse 5. And then it's going to go straight into 2026, where then obviously we're looking at just relative distances here. But then the other thing is for 2026, if this is maybe the beginning of December right here, then that would put this at the end of January. So maybe around February, we will have verse 6 with the feudal alliances. A couple of things worth pointing out here as well. If we just take a look over at the feudal shrines, we did get a cool little picture of what looks like a statue in Lioness. And they said that these are related to control points for clans. And then also, I'm pretty sure that this is from an old screenshot. If not, super exciting, because banners is something that players requested, and the dev said, oh, that actually sounds like a cool idea. Maybe this is like a first hint that banners are going to be coming and they're going to be tied in with feudal alliances. If that's the case, I'm super hyped for it, because one, feudal alliances is going to be incredible. It's probably going to also include a lot to do with grace and the parishes dynamic as well. But then being able to have all these other items like banners and stuff like that, it's going to make it a whole heck of a lot more fun, and people are going to be able to rep their colors. But that's really all that we have for this week. It's not a lot, but it is incredibly important and exciting information with regards to 1.0. I know a lot of people are mixed opinions on 1.0 coming out sooner. It could be any number of things. We have absolutely no idea what it is. Is it that Mainframe is running into financial trouble and they had to bump up their timeline from December because they need to start earning revenue? We don't know. Maybe an investor came in and told them they need to release it sooner. That could be a possibility. It could also just be that they looked at their production roadmap and they said, there's really no difference between us releasing in October and us releasing in December right now. If we can release in October, we might as well release in October. They are a business. They do need to make money, and releasing sooner is going to allow them to earn money sooner for their business. So it's exciting news, to say the least, because we're going to get fresh starts. It has been a very long time since I have had to level anything up. We're going to get to start back at ground zero, full world wipe incoming, but this is the last one. And from this point going forward, Our characters are our characters. The world that we build is going to be the one that we build together and that we get to keep together until they turn the servers off. And that is very exciting to me. I am so pumped to be able to start this journey with all of you, and I hope you are too. So please leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this seemingly bumped up timeline for Pax Dei's 1.0 release. I always read all of your comments, and as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe so you can get notified whenever we come out with new Pax Dei or Pax Dei related content, and share this video with any of your friends who might be interested in coming back to Pax Dei. The highest, I think, average user, peak average user for Pax Dei was 11,000. It would be pretty cool if we saw Pax Dei servers back up at that number and start growing after 1.0. There's only one way to tell, and that's by releasing the game. I'm very excited for it. I'll see you all in the next one.